Welcome in to Remedial Adventuring 401, a new real play TTRPG podcast. I'm Adam Souza, and I will be your guide through this fantastical journey as your DM. Prepare for an epic tale with 6 adventurers, each bearing the weight of their past failures from their original parties. Now thrown together in the remedial class, they're on a quest for redemption and their elusive adventuring license in the captivating realm of Alorium. So, gather around the virtual table, wield your dice, and brace for a tale of second chances, daring escapades, and the pursuit of greatness amidst setbacks. Welcome to Remedial Adventuring 401, where new legends emerge from failure. So yeah, you guys were on the airship. You were flying over the unaffiliated lands, and you saw out into the distance a tall spire, and you are going to be past it. As you guys start your day, you're quite close to it. You're not like in touching distance by any means, but you are much closer, and it's much easier to see.
I would love to say that Hollybrook gets up and does her normal morning routine of the world revolves around me and her kind of Disney princess fairy routine. She wants to start her day with like a mimosa. Something with a little alcohol and orange juice and...
Sure. Still early in the morning, so the only bar that's actually open is on the main deck. You can easily go there, and give me a perception check if you can.
You.
Well, you found the place that has mimosas.
He's definitely not awake.
Hence the mama.
She needs the alcohol to serve as the formaldehyde.
Ooh,
Does the alcohol kill any like bacteria that may be on her?
yes, it's essential for your gut health. All right, well, Hollybrook is up on the main deck getting a drink. How are the others?
I think I'll have wandered down from first class and found Hollybrook.
Okay. Also give me a perception check. Okay. You found Hollybrook, and you found the mimosas.
What day of the week is it? Or does this universe even have days of the week? Ooh.
It does have days of the week. Months are different, but so of the 7-day trip, you are on day 5.
Okay. Okay. Eustace will very worryingly walk out and wants to basically see the spire at all times. He doesn't trust it.
All right. Give me first a perception check.
Okay. Oh, 17.
Okay, cool. You can very easily see this large castle-like building. It's not like the old stone castle where it's very, geometric and kind of just flat. This is the more like German style with roofs and, all sorts of different windows, and it's very ornate. But it's also very old, and it looks like it's been mostly abandoned. Although it is picturesque in its entirety, you can see imperfections, especially like on the roof where some of the shingles are like falling off, etc., etc. But you know that the unaffiliated lands was recorded, or at least that you found, was about 150 years ago. So for 150 years, it's actually keeping up pretty well.
So yeah, I don't trust it. Something's up. It's keeping up too well.
I is curious about the spire for opposite reasons. He admires it for confounding the religious man. He's more interested to see if people are worried about it other than him. Like, are people looking out the windows? Are people talking about it? That's what he wants to know.
Sure. First, give me a perception, and then give me an insight.
Okay.
13.
Yeah.
No. Nope. And then a 1 on the insight.
Yeah.
So
Just to be clear.
You can see the castle very easily, but you've got your face up pressed against the window, and you're not looking at anyone else. What I would also like from Hollybrook is just a D20.
Ah, it's crap.
With a 9. So never mind whatever I was about to say. Eustace, Hollybrook, and Cassandra are on the main deck. Myrtle, what would you like to do in the morning?
Gonna practice some parkour stuff. Through the deck of the boat. I have to keep, nimble and stuff.
Okay, give me an acrobatics check.
I got 12.
Sure, you do some parkour. It's a little hard on like a cruise ship, but you're
I'm
able.
small, so
Yeah. Yeah,
my version of parkour is probably going over and through railings and stuff.
that's fair. So yeah, you have a jungle gym of a time in the morning. Where do you kind of parkour towards?
I think I need some activity
Oh.
and just to kind of check the status of the lower decks compared to the day we got on.
Sure. Give me an investigation check, please.
12.
It mostly seems the same as far as you're concerned.
Okay. 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah. Carbon Fang, are you doing anything in the morning?
Carbon Fang is oversleeping. She had a long night, so
That's fair. For the others, at this point, you can see that everybody else is also waking up, and they're kind of going towards the edges of the boat just to kind of look at the thing. No one's like going crazy over it or anything, but in the same way that people would look at like the Statue of Liberty or the Empire State Building or the Eiffel Tower or the Leaning Tower of Pisa. If they had cell phones, they'd all be taking photos and selfies, but they don't.
Very quick drawings.
Yes, very quick drawings. But yeah, so they're all like taking it in, and this is part of the cruise. So you're going, moderately fast. Like you're going faster than a carriage, but you're not going like airplane speed either. So you'll be in the presence of this castle for probably a couple of hours, but eventually you'll pass it and move on. So right now you're kind of like at the foothills below the castle, and then you can see that behind the castle are some mountains. But you're floating around. Everything seems to be going pretty well. Is there anything that anyone is doing in particular this morning, or is it just kind of going with the flow?
And Hollybrook's arrogance, she wants to find like the med check area and just let them know that she's here and she's great, and if they need her assistance, we'll gladly help out. And
Sure. You know what? Give me a medicine check. Okay. They kind of nod politely. They have no intention of using you.
Say, hypothetically, one of the members of the party wanted to try to spit and hit the tower right as we go over it. Is there a window where that could happen?
Spitting, probably not. You're probably not going to reach that close unless you're really good at spitting.
Well, I have pretty good athletics if spitting is considered athletic.
I don't think athletics counts for spit.
What would, out of curiosity?
Yeah.
Like just for future reference.
The Constitution?
Oh, no. Constitution's middling.
What about performance?
Performative spitting?
I mean, that's just how cool you look while you're spitting.
Right. I'm just thinking of the accounts of the medieval period entertainers who would fart on cue.
Okay, if I rolled a nat 20 on performance, I think I would look cool enough to spit half a mile, right? Like, how fucking cool would that be? Pretty fucking cool.
I mean, that would be pretty cool.
I think a Nat 20 performance would make people think that you spit.
Yeah, you could tell. Yeah.
You can say you spat as far as you wanted.
Okay, well, if I can't spit out of a window, then I guess what Ihaz will do then is, if he's not hearing rumors and people being weirded out by the spire, he's gonna go around whispering things to try to get people to think that it's spooky, but not directly one-on-one conversations, just kind of like wandering around as people are chatting, like, "Hey, I heard that thing's evil. Whoa, what? Is evil? Who said that?" Like that kind of. Got to get rumors going.
Give me first a perception with advantage.
Okay. All right. 15.
A 15. And then with a 15, give me an insight with it.
Okay. Oh, 15.
Okay. All right. So a 15 perception. You basically look at the castle and you try to take as much in as you can to make your lie more believable. And then with your insight check, you look around, you try to talk to the people on the boat. And as you try to do this, give me a deception check.
And this one I actually have a bonus to.
Okay, with a 14 deception check, there are a couple people who take it seriously, like, oh, well, I guess it's old enough. But the thing is, again, like, you're not going to the castle, so no one seems to be upset by this. They're more intrigued of like, oh, how interesting, how quaint. But yeah.
The evil spirits are not bound by gravity.
Mm-hmm.
Are we gonna pass by it or like pass over it? Like how tall are
You
Not within spitting distance, this has been covered.
Yes. So you will not be going over it per se, but you will be going very close to it, in which case, you'd be within 5,000 feet.
Okay.
Myrtle, you were in the lower decks. Please give me another investigation check.
Okay. 16.
With a 16, the way that the lower deck is, there's two long hallways on either edge of this ship's hull. Like, it's on the inside, but it's along the side, and then all the rooms are in the center. And then the rooms are separated themselves by crosswalking corridors. As you go by one of those corridors, you look down and you realize that one of the doors is ajar.
Okay.
All of them have been thus far sealed tight because they don't want random people in there. It's openable. They're not locked per se, but they are usually kept shut.
Well, since it's open, I might as well peek.
You go in. What I would like from you is an intelligence save. You won't get hurt, but this is just kind of like, are you able to comprehend what's happening, but without a try? Hey, a 20. Ooh. This room is very specific. So if you remember the description of the ship, it's literally like a cruise ship, but there's these giant like turbines on either side of the ship, basically mounted on like a stick.
Yeah, I'm just thinking Avengers.
The prison in the North Atlantic thing
No.
with in Captain America with the big
Yep.
turbines and it's taking off and that thing.
Yeah.
Kind of like that, except instead of looking like a remote control thingy, instead of being horizontal, it's vertical. So it's like it more looks like an airplane's jet engine kind of deal.
Like a prop.
Yeah, kind of. So anyways, this engine room very distinctly controls the rightmost engine. And as you look inside here, you can tell that like it's still running, but there has definitely been someone in here recently and they're not now.
Ooh. Does everything look, does it look like somebody was ransacking it or trying to destroy stuff?
Give me, with a quick cursory glance, no. But if you would like to go in and like check more like up close, you can give me an investigation.
Oh man, my experience playing Titanic Adventure Out of Time as a child taught me that engine rooms are the most dangerous part of the ship. That's where you get shot.
I got 13.
Okay. With a 13, you can tell that like the engine is obviously still running, but give me an intelligence check.
Yeah, 9.
Okay. Yeah, it's still running. Nothing is obviously like broken or ripped out or anything like that, but you're also not an aerial navigator, so.
Yeah. No funny lights.
There are lights around, but you have no idea if they're funny or not.
They're not telling jokes or anything. Or maybe they are, and they're very cliche ones.
Is there like anywhere to hide?
You could like feasibly hide in a couple of these like controls have like space underneath to maybe put like a chair or something, but there's no chair. So you could technically hide under there, but it's not fully hidden.
I'm going to go ahead and hide for a few and see if somebody comes rushing back in because I
Okay.
really think that this is odd.
Sure. What I would like from you then is a percentile dice. So on the bottom of the screen,
I can't
do
do stealth.
well, the stealth, I'm just giving you stealth. You are being stealth. The percentile is literally, does someone come back?
22.
Okay, 22 out of 100. No one comes back.
Dun, dun.
Okay. Well, I go ahead and come out of my hiding spot then. I listen before exiting to make sure there's nobody in the hallway that's going to catch me.
Sure. Give me a perception check.
And I get a.
All right, with a 7, you listen, but the ship is just so echoey and like there's creaks and groans all over the place. You have no idea. But luckily for you, also no one's in there, so you do leave the room unseen.
Okay, but can I shut the door?
Yes. What I would like is another perception with advantage.
20.
Ooh, with a 23. You shut the door. It will not stay shut. The locking mechanism has been broken open.
Whoa.
Don't like that. So, like, if I wanted to tell somebody about this, who would I tell?
Jesus.
Authorities on the ship?
I mean, you could go find your friends, but you just have to leave.
Okay, I guess I go on the search for which one of my friends would be most knowledgeable in this subject.
Well, everybody but and Carbon Thing are together, so.
Well, my guess is I'm going to end up finding one of the Dragonborn.
Okay. You have a knock on your door.
What up?
Is that me?
Yes. That's you, sorry.
So I relay the information to him how the control room and the engine is, I found it open and it won't be shut.
Oh.
And so I think that's really fishy.
Like the lock doesn't work?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, trust me. I've had enough contact with ne'er-do-wells to know that, yeah, I don't trust that.
So would you be able to know if anything's not right in there? Because that's my knowledge.
My knowledge is dice and dragon chess. And yeah, I'm not really much for machines. I haven't put that into my backstory, but I would be willing to help try to talk to some staff, like get an engineer or someone to look at it, make sure everything's okay.
Do you want to find an engineer and I'll go back down there?
Okay.
And I tell him where it is. Because he's been down there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do that. You're going to look for an engineer?
Yep.
Okay. And then Myrtle is going to go back down?
Yeah.
Okay. Hollybrook and Cassandra and Eustace, you are on the main deck. All of you, please give me perception.
Oh, nat 20 plus 2. Eustace's anxiety and hypervigilance has just paid off.
Okay.
30.
Eustace and Hollybrook, you both can kind of just sense something's up. It's starting to kind of list a bit to the side.
Oh boy.
Which side?
It's dipping to the right.
Is the spire on the right? Sorry.
The spire currently is in front of you, so neither.
Okay.
But Eustace, you look over because you're like, hey, we're sinking a little bit to the right. Maybe we're taking a right. And you realize, no, the trajectory is still forward. And with that, you're like, well, something's got to be up with the engine. You look at the engine, and the runes on the inside are glowing just like the other engine, but they're glowing just a little bit less.
Oh, boy. Okay. So, how will the historically calm Eustace choose to react to a perceived sinking ship in the sky? Good question. I think Eustace would be smart enough to know not to start causing a huge alarm, but he would probably go run into the captain's quarters again.
Is he gonna panic?
He's going to be a nervous Nelly on an airplane and go report.
I will allow you to do that. First, give me a dexterity save.
Ooh, okay. Let's see. 17.
Okay, cool. You run over towards the captain's quarters. Give me a persuasion check to talk to one of the engineers and explain your side of things.
Hey. 9.
So the people that you're seeing are not actually engineers. They're just like stewards, and they're like, I can't help you. Please, if you would like a drink, I can give you a drink, but that's it.
I would, sure, but where can I find someone who might be able to help?
Give me the insight check.
Okay.
Okay. When you ask, like, oh, where could I find an engineer? There's like a momentary wince on the guy's face, and then he just gives you some some platitude of like, oh, engineers, of course, are on duty and unfortunately do not interact with the guests.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
I think at this point, the turbulence has woken up Carbon Fang.
Carbon Fang, you have woken up. Give me also a perception check.
Okay. Oh, no.
Oh. Everything is okie dory.
Oh, no. What's that glowy thing in the sky? I can't see it.
Everything is normal and you are good. But Carbon Fang, regardless of not noticing the danger you're in, you have woken up. What would you like to do in the morning?
I think I'll walk out. I guess naturally would just be walking out on the deck.
Sure. Give me a perception check.
Again.
This is a different
Oh, it's better this time.
Okay. With a 19, you see the same castle that everybody's seeing. You can also tell slightly that the boat is at a weird angle, but not a difficult angle. Like you're not about to fall over or anything like that, but it is noticeable. And with a 19, looking out, you see that because you're tilting a little bit, you can see the village that was at the foothills of this castle. It's a bunch of single level, maybe a 2-level home here or there. But with your 19, you can see very clearly now that this whole place is abandoned. So even though the briars aren't down in the town, it's been abandoned. There's no life because you don't see any smoke coming from the chimneys. You don't see any lights from the buildings. You don't see any movement at all. It definitely is abandoned. Doesn't really mean anything to you right now, but that's where you're at. And with a 19, you see all of your friends, sans Myrtle and Ihaz.
Nice. So, do I notice if the people on other passengers on the ship notice the tilt?
You would say that probably 2/3 of the boat has not really noticed. They're like paying more attention to the castle coming up. And then maybe of the remaining people, about half of them are like, the boat's a little uneven. And then of the other half, there is a little bit of a concern of like, I wonder why this is happening. Is something wrong? But they are doing no one else seems to be worried about this, so I won't worry either.
Okay, so I'll come up to the group and talk to the group about whether we should notify the crew of the tilting of the ship.
Now, had Eustace already took off, or
you basically are in the process of leaving? You haven't gotten to the
okay.
Yeah.
All right, I do one of those little swirly cue things that people do when they rush out a door and somebody calls their name and they just pop right back in, and I tell Carbon Fang, "Good idea, let's go." We're on it right now.
Carbon Fang, would you like to go with Eustace?
Yes.
Okay, so the two of you go towards the captain. Myrtle, you went back down. Give me a stealth check with advantage.
Yeah.
Well, it's still a 14. You find a little hidey hole. Give me a perception with disadvantage.
That's not very nice. I guess I'll take that.
Right, with a disadvantage, you got a 17. You do notice that some of the workers end up coming in here. You know what? Give me an insight check with advantage because you got a good perception. Okay. You see them come in. They come in very nonchalant. Obviously didn't even notice that the door was broken. And they seem like they're coming in here as a routine thing. But as they start going around the room, you can tell by their footwork that they become a little bit agitated. So 3 people came in. As they start going around, 2 of them rush to leave the room. And 1 person is still there facing a wall of these controls, checking dials and reading readouts. And definitely has not noticed you, but he's staying in the room.
I'm just gonna stay put.
Okay, you stay put. So you had originally talked to someone. They're like, oh yeah, engineers don't talk to guests. What would you like to do now?
I'm gonna head towards the captain's room.
You're Dragonborn. I mean, put your foot down.
Just start screaming.
Preferably without the fire coming out of your mouth.
Actually, do you want me to do it? I'll just get in the middle of a large group and start yelling like I'm gonna faint.
Well, with that, Eustace and Carbon Fang, you make it to the bridge first. Eustace, give me a perception check.
Okay. 13.
Okay. For the first time, the door is locked.
Boo!
They knew you were coming.
What door's locked?
I would bang on the door.
Let us proceed with the banging on the door.
So now you can give me a performance check.
Okay. 11.
Okay.
We just down to the bridge.
Just gonna see if they even know this. They do not know this yet.
Hello, Captain Gordon Lightfoot. There's a problem with the engines.
How long do you think you would stand there banging on the door before you give up?
Eustace would probably not give up on
I was
this.
gonna say.
There's no like, okay, plan B.
Carbon Fang would like to just like stomp down the door.
Okay.
Break-
How would you like to try to break the door?
I wonder if I should like kick at it or just like spit acid at it.
You know what? Give me
Whoa.
either a nature or survival check.
Oh no. 6.
Okay. Yeah, if you'd like to attack the door, go ahead.
I don't know if I should make this interesting or not.
Eustace isn't gonna give up. I can tell you that.
Does Eustace have a recommendation on what Carbon Fang should do?
Eustace says, I like the energy, but hold on 1 second. So I would like, I know where the captain is because I've been there twice, right? I could have a guess, an idea. Okay. So I want to use a bard cantrip of message, which allows me to point my finger towards a creature within range and transport a message, and it can go through solid objects if I know the target and kind of know what's going on, like the lay of the land back there.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna give this as a. So you know him, or you've seen him. You know where he is. You'll remember that. I'm going to basically give it to chance if he's actually where you point. Roll a d20, a 1 through 10. He's not there. 11 through 20, he is.
Okay. 5.
You cast message. What do you think the message says?
The message would be, oh gosh, should I Eugene this? I think Eustace would be pretty clear. Right engine runes failing, ship turning. Probably to get as quick as possible. I don't want to do like assistance required, please and thank you, sir. Like, I think he would know
Yes,
enough
sir,
to just.
madam. Fire.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Give me a perception check.
Alright. Oh, that's a 6.
Cool. You don't hear the sound of calm footsteps walking towards the door. You don't hear something being placed up against the door. You don't hear the not captain walk away from the door.
Uh-oh.
No.
Oh no.
So none of that you heard.
Okay.
But yes, you've cast message. There's no. Is there a response to message?
Let's see. They can reply in a whisper that only I can hear.
Okay, so you don't get a response.
Okay. Interesting. With that, I am trying to figure out what Eustace would do with not knowing what he doesn't know. Or no, knowing what he doesn't know. I think. Okay, let's dispense with the triple negatives. Okay, Eustace has no idea what's going on back there, and I think he would probably not give up.
All right, well, I'm going to leave you here for a little bit.
Okay.
So it's Eustace and Carbon Fang. At this point,
I have an idea. We just need to tell Hollybrook that there's a fire, and she'll raise enough awareness for all of us. That would really do some damage to her and her appearance.
But is she smart enough to actually catch on?
And then we don't have to worry if she catches on. Still gonna, raise enough of a stink that they're gonna have to do something.
Well, yeah.
well, in the meantime, you are approaching at this point. You heard knocking, like rap knocking on the door, and then as you approach, you see Eustace kind of like finger gun the door, and then nothing happens.
Hey.
All right.
Can I ask a weird question?
Mm-hmm.
Is this like one of those old-timey doors that had the window at the top that could open and close for like air purposes?
No, this is a full solid door.
Okay.
So just to clarify, we hear somebody who's not the captain inside the captain quarters.
We don't not hear.
We don't know. We don't know.
To clarify, you didn't actually hear that, but I explained it to you.
Like a bolt from on high, a message from the gods.
But yes, I had you see Carbon Fang next to Eustace, and they're both outside the door looking a little dejected and a little agitated.
All right. I just try to get my bearings first. Like, okay, what's going on? What do we need to do? I'm guessing you didn't get in.
No, the door is shut for the first time, and oddly enough, no one's responded to any bardic messages.
Oh, yeah, that's very surprising that no one would respond to you. So door's locked. Have you tried doing anything with the door? Yelling?
Yes,
for anyone inside?
Yes, indeed. We're one step away from your fellow Dragonborn just melting it with acid, perhaps.
I would like to pipe in. I would like all 6 of you to give me survival checks. If the group check is less than a 15, bad things will start happening.
We waited too long. Should have blew down the door.
It's true. It's true.
I'm gonna die.
That's what you get for dawdling.
No half measures ever again.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I got 15.
We're fucked.
I'm
got
pretty
11.
I'm pretty sure you're low, but you got a 24, so I'm gonna do the math. 12 and a half. Unfortunately, not good. So Hollybrook and Cassandra, you are both on the main deck.
Not anymore.
As you guys are standing there, what's the two of you's like priorities in this moment?
Do I, other than the fact I know things are just a little off, do I actually? There's no really reason for me to be concerned, though, right? Because I don't know what's going on.
I don't think you have any reason to panic, although your friends seem to be disturbed by something.
I'd probably be drinking my mimosa and going, well, something seems to be amiss.
What about Cassandra?
Like, is the ship listing?
Yes.
Fuck, 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 fuck. Okay,
Their cups fell over.
Like, will I be concerned?
Oh god, it's a Titanic. Oh.
Well, as long as the band is still playing, we know we're all safe, right?
Yes, there's a 6-piece violin.
I'm gonna go to the bridge because I think I knew everybody else was going there and I just didn't go with them. And let's see if I can help them bust down a door, maybe?
So you start heading to there. Before you can even make it halfway, what I need is a dexterity save from you, a dexterity save with disadvantage from Hollybrook.
Yeah.
We break the door down now.
Yeah. And in character, no.
Oh, shit.
Cool. So I'm falling off the side of the airship. Is that what's happening?
So you both slip as the ship goes from being maybe at a 3-degree angle to a 30-degree angle. Your feet both of you your feet go out underneath you and you start going towards the edge. Luckily there is like a barrier on there, so you're not going to just fall right off. But
I should have taken rope trick.
It's very sudden. You also watch as everybody else on the ship start to grab onto whatever's closest, but most of them also slide across the boat. But as it does that, it dips very quickly. It then tries to right itself. So it goes back up to maybe like a 10% incline. But there was like that big sudden drop, almost like you're riding in through turbulence or something. But only on the right side. Everybody on the inside obviously felt it as well. So I would like a stealth check again from Myrtle just to stay hidden.
So wait a minute. Hollybrook didn't fall off the edge.
You fell to the edge.
Say with
that 17. Myrtle, you're able to like outstretch your hands onto either side of this little cubby hole that you're in and stop yourself from falling. At this point, Myrtle, you hear the person who's in the room with you start yelling, and then he also runs out of the room.
Oh boy.
I'm not stupid enough to start pushing buttons. Do come
I
out
am.
of the desk.
Give me a perception check with advantage. Okay, with a 17, now there are funny lights, and all of the dials are like at maximum settings.
Okay. I'm gonna try to get to a higher level.
For sure.
Are there lifeboats or what parachutes or something?
So the first thing I would like is either an acrobatics or athletics check, your choice, to get out of the lower hold and get up to the higher decks.
See, this is why I was practicing this morning.
Yes.
I have a dirty 20.
Okay. With a dirty 20, give me a investigation check with advantage. You can start looking for something that would save you as you do so.
Yeah, that was pointless.
All right. You don't see any lifeboats, but you've also never been on an airship, so you don't know where they would be, if any. But you do make it up to the main deck. Going back to the captain's quarters, you have Eustace, Carbon Fang, and Ihaz. All three of you, I would like deck saves with advantage.
Okay.
Okay. After this, I'm calling it. I'm going to melt down the door.
Net 20.
16.
Okay. Carbon Fang, you're the only one that falls.
But
luckily you're on the inside and you're like basically in the hallway, so you don't fall very far. Ihaz, you don't even shake. Eustace, you kind of toss around a bit, but you stay on both your feet. The two of you watch as Carbon Fang falls, and you also, without being on the deck to see the full extent of it, you can still tell with your own proprioception of knowing, like, oh, one side just dipped really low and then kind of stabilized a bit. And we're worse off than we were 5 minutes ago.
Like, where does she fall?
Hmm?
Like, where does Carbon Fang fall?
I mean, she falls onto the ground and then kind of like up against the wall that has the.
Okay, I just wanted clarification.
Yeah. So they're all in the hallway, so they don't really go far.
Okay.
right. I'm calling it. I'm going to melt down the door with my acid. How do I do that?
Okay. Give me another nature check with advantage.
Ooh.
Okay. With a 22, you know that this door is a specialized door. It's not easy to break. And this has what's called damage threshold, which means if you don't do a certain amount of damage, even if you hit it, it will not actually take said damage. The damage threshold of this door is 10. So that means you need to make a 10 or more in order to actually do damage to the door. If you do anything less than a 10, it won't do anything.
But what if
Ihaz will spit with her. Let's get a tag team spit on this door.
Yeah.
You won't let me spit off the ship. I'm gonna spit in the ship.
Okay, well then the max damage of your breath weapons is a 12. I will allow both of you to roll your damage once, and at least one of you needs to hit a 10.
Oh.
Okay. Here we go. Oh, I got it.
Holy shit.
Wait,
Hey, whoa!
I didn't even get to it yet.
You got 2 nat 6s on a d6. Okay. All right. Carbon Fang is not, and then you got a 6.
Carbon Fang.
No man's help.
Carbon Fang finds out the big bad hiding underneath a tile, saves the realm. The game is over.
All right. You acid the door. The door basically sizzles. It basically turns into a film for a little bit, which would easily be able to just be broken. Like you could just walk through it. I would like the three of you to give me perception checks.
11.
11. Okay, cool. So yeah, there's like a film of what used to be a door covering this door hole.
Door hole.
Would you like to just enter the room now?
Yeah, I think so.
Right. Who goes through the door first?
Well, I spit at it, so it makes sense I would step through first.
Okay. So, and you're just like pushing with your body through this film?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Give me an acrobatics check, please.
19.
Okay, cool. You go through the film, And what you didn't expect was to then get sucked into the room. There's a pressure differential between what's inside this room and what's outside the room. You have basically been plunged into the room, pulling the two. Would the two of you want to go in right after her, or would you try to not go in the room?
I think Eustace would have probably started to go in the room regardless, like probably would have started in that direction anyway.
All right, so you're going with her. Okay, so the three of you get thrust into this room because of Carbon Fang's amazing acid and amazing acrobatics. The three of you kind of land on your feet doing the Superman pose. As you look around, the majority of people in this room are on the ground. There are maybe two people standing in the room.
Oh, do they have weapons?
Not that you can see. Give me a perception check.
Okay. 21.
Okay. You see the two people. You look immediately at them because they're the ones standing still. You realize also with your 21 perception check that there was no air in this room. And that's why those people are on the ground. They passed out from asphyxiation. These two people are not dead for some reason, or more accurately, are not alive. As you look at them, they have black necrotics growing up their necks and just up to their jawline. And they're kind of just staring out into space.
Whoa.
Whoa. Okay.
Is there a break in the window somewhere? Is that why air pressure is weird?
No. So if you remember from the beginning when I described the way that this room is, it's completely sealed off by itself. There's no windows. There's only the door that enters in. And they have like projections of where they're going. So they don't actually look physically out a window. They have like a magic projector on the wall to almost as if they have a 360 view. And looking around, there's really no reason for there to not be air. This was something that was very much intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Eustace is immediately like, it's got a death. It's got a death again. Where's Hollybrooke? She can translate.
She's hanging on at the moment.
In more ways than one.
So now that we've pierced the door latex, can we breathe because air is being let in?
Yeah. So when you first enter the room, it has that feeling as if you like stuck your head out a really fast moving vehicle where it's like there's air here, but it's very difficult to breathe, but it's very quickly equalizing.
Okay. So I guess Eustace, does he notice anybody? Are they passed out or dead? The people on the floor.
Give me a medicine check.
Okay. Whoa, nat 20.
Holy shit. Okay. Looking at them, they still like they're all blue from asphyxiation, but as the air returns, at least some of them start, like you can see their chests moving. Some of them may or may not be breathing, but at least some of them are alive.
Okay. Do I see the Captain Hardjaw, Gordon Lightfoot? I can't remember his name.
Captain Octavius Stormwood.
Okay, so he was close. Do I see him amongst anybody on the floor?
He is on the ground, yes.
Is he breathing?
He appears to be breathing and at this point, but unconscious.
Okay. Well, at least he's breathing. Eustace goes ahead and stands in... Where's Carbon Fang and Ihaz in relation to Eustace?
Like within touching distance.
Okay. Eustace kind of goes to stand between both of them and then slightly back and as if to say like battle formations. Like, all right, we're doing this.
Does Ihaz and Carbon Fang also get into a battle stance?
I mean, it's a pretty unnerving situation, so I feel like instinctively Carbon Fang would be.
Okay. So the three of you are ready for fighting. I'm going to now go to Myrtle. Myrtle, you have escaped and made your way up to the upper levels.
Yes. So, what end of the ship am I coming out towards?
Technically the rear, but kind of the middle.
Okay. And is that close to the bridge?
Yes. So the bridge is on the second class deck, but in the center of the boat.
Okay. That's where I'm gonna head because that's where I figure my friends are.
Sure. Give me one last investigation check with advantage.
Okay. 15.
Okay. You see what looks to be like life vests, but instead of being orange, they are blue.
Da-boo-dee-da-boo-da.
In addition to that, instead of having like an anchor symbol or something, it has a feather.
Okay, is this going to dwarf me?
They have different sizes.
Okay, so I'm going to put one on because there's no use in me trying to save other people if I'm not prepared.
For sure. Put your gas mask on first.
Now, I'm guessing I cannot carry these to my friends.
You could carry a few, but probably, you know what? Give me, I don't know, acrobatics check to carry more than one or two.
I got a 13.
With a 13, you can get 3.
Okay, I will get 3 for our non-dragon people.
Hooray.
I mean, they're dragon-born. They're not dragons.
Well,
Yeah.
are they regular size?
Like, they're humans. They just have scales.
Okay.
Think
Sorry.
like a lizard folk kind of deal.
Okay.
No snouts, though. Or do they have really big, pronounced snouts, I think is where she's going with it.
I guess I thought they were bigger.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
No,
Oh, I thought you were asking if they had wings.
I mean, to you, they're probably bigger.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. To me, they're giants. I didn't think they could fly. But I did think they were bigger than human size.
I mean, they are probably bigger than the average human, but they are still like humanoid.
Okay. So I will hand these off to the first friends I can find. So I start looking.
Okay. Do you continue to go to the captain's quarters, or do you go to the main deck?
The cabin's quarters and bridge.
Okay. Give me a perception check. You just need to be a 5.
18.
Okay. Within 18, you don't even see them at first. You see a broken door, and you're like, "My friends did that." And as you get close to the door, you see 3 of them in battle-ready poses, but not currently in any fights. I'm going to pull from here and go back to the main deck. Cassandra and Hollybrook, you are scared, I'm sure, but luckily have not fallen off the ship. As the ship corrected itself mostly, you are able to get up if you so choose. But yes, how would you react to having this ship do that while you're on the deck?
Are there? Do we see any weird Featherfall life vests anywhere?
Give me investigation.
Alrighty. 18.
Yes, you do see so what you actually see is a box which was shut is now open, and you can see like a whole bunch of them inside the box.
I'm gonna grab one for me and throw one at Hollybrook.
Okay. Cassandra has a nice blue vest. Hollybrook, you have one thrown to you.
I catch it.
Really?
And then I'm gonna continue heading towards they were in the bridge, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna head that way.
Okay. Hollybrook, do you follow Cassandra?
Probably, but I would be nice and point everybody towards the box of life vests that are left and kind of try to.
Survival the lightest.
Sure. Give me a persuasion check. Again, you only need to be the 5. It's not hard to tell people to wear a life vest when the ship is sinking.
Barely.
Okay, barely, but you did it. All right. People are hesitant to move at all, but eventually when they realize that they have sure footing, they start going to the box, at which point you are long gone. Cassandra and Hollybrook, you make your way down to the second class deck where the captain's quarters, or where the captain's bridge is. As you do, you see Myrtle standing outside a broken door. Myrtle, as you see the people inside the room, what's your reaction?
What'd you do?
So Eustace and Carbon Fang and Ihaz, you've been accosted.
And then I tell him the state of the engine room, and it does not look good. We might have to jump ship, guys.
I think we're being hijacked.
By who? There was nobody in there.
We're not all gonna die today, right? I think it's like
Weren't those guys with like necrotic faces in there?
God of death, he's at it again.
I knew the spire was no good. Look at them. And they're still just staring, right?
So for Cassandra and Eustace, Cassandra, as you approach the room, you would see that there are two people standing that do have necrotic on their necks, going up towards their face. And for Eustace, yes, they're just kind of staring out into space. Eustace, give me an Arcana check.
14.
Eustace, you see that the two of them are under some type of spell.
Okay. You know what? Actually, well, they have what side is it? The necrotic stuff on their neck?
It's basically like, so from the clothes that they're wearing, you see it coming from the neck hole, and then it goes right up until the jawline. So like that whole area is necrotic.
Okay. So, ooh, this one's weird. Eustace is. I'm wondering if Cure Wounds would pull a Final Fantasy. And like, if it's a zombie and you cure them, do they die technically?
It doesn't work. I have magic missile.
I don't think that works in D&D like that.
Okay.
Hey, you never know if you want to try.
I also don't want to just buff the enemy.
Yeah, please don't heal the person I'm probably gonna have to set on fire.
Yeah. You
I
know
don't
what?
I want to start fire up here.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and see what we can do on this. This will be interesting. I want to cast Charm Person on the one that's whatever one's closest to the controls.
Are zombies people?
I can charm a humanoid, so...
Yeah. Can you read the description again?
Yeah, you attempt to charm a humanoid you can see within range. It must make a wisdom saving throw and does so with advantage if you or your companions are fighting it. If it fails the saving throw, it is charmed by you until the spell ends or until your companions do anything harmful to it. The charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance, and when the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed by you.
Okay, so it's just if you can see it. It doesn't matter if it noticed you or anything.
Exactly.
Okay, sure. Give me, so you cast that. It's a wisdom of what?
It says it needs to take a attack save is wisdom of 13.
Okay, he got a 10. He failed, so he is charmed. Give me a Arcana check. Okay. With a 19. What I would like is a spell attack from you. This is a 20, and then we're going to plus 5. So whatever you roll, we will add 5.
Okay, so it just to roll a d20?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, a 10, so 15.
Okay. So a 15, you watch as you cast Charm Person, which is a first level spell. And basically, and I don't mean to throw this at you, but when you cast the spell, what does it look like? Just paint me a picture.
Oh,
Fixed his booty.
Oh no! All right, I'm doing this. I've been wondering for a time to bust this out. Eustace turns whatever. Is there a chair nearby?
Sure.
Eustace takes whatever's chair nearby, turns it backwards, sits on it Riker style, and does a youth pastor. Let's rap about this.
Nice.
And all of you watch as he gives a wink, and like a literal star flies from his face towards the sky, and it bounces off. It has no effect.
Aww.
With your Arcana check of 19, though, you realize it's not anything that had to do with your spell. It has to do with that fact that there's a stronger charm on this person, and that it's overriding yours.
Okay. All right, I informed the group. The mojo somebody put on it is too strong. They're under some kind of spell. Does anyone have a way to dispel magic? Or perhaps...
I've got a Scorching Ray.
Well, given our track history, maybe flames aren't the answer this time. Especially in the air.
Oh, we've got these nifty life vests.
Yeah, but let's wait on that.
So we're looking at like what, 2 undead-ish things?
Well, you're looking at two humanoids that have necrotic damage on them. I would suggest either using Detect Magic or Healing Word. Either of those would be good for you.
Yeah, that's what I was just sitting here looking at Healing Word. Creature of your choice, I can see that. We'll do Healing Word.
Okay. They heal 1d4 plus your spellcasting modifier, which is a 5. So roll me a d4.
You said a D4?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Still +5, so you have a 6. Now, you know as a cleric that this spell has no effect on undead people, and this heals them. You watch as the necrotic damage on their throats rescinds into like nothingness, but they still stand there aghast under some type of charm.
Oh, so I pass that on to the group, and I tell them that these aren't undead. There's just something going on with them. Because if they were undead, that spell would not have worked.
Give me an intelligence save. Okay. With a 15, you almost get a ping of anger as it crosses your mind that basically these people were placed here as false proof of something.
Ooh.
Someone's trying to incriminate the god of death.
It's a false flag. It's a false flag.
Oh. Is Hollybrook smart? Well, I mean, I guess the role is what it is. Is she smart? Pick up on that?
I mean, it's not like you're like, oh, this is exactly what happened or anything, but it crosses your mind and it does make you a little angry.
Heck.
Because literally, as you were getting here, Eustace was yelling about the god of death, and then you just proved that these people were not touched by the god of death.
Interesting.
If there's anything an undead person hates, it's an undead aficionado pretending to be undead.
Posers.
I liked the god of death before it was cool.
So does anybody have any other healing ointments or healing things we can do to try to help these guys? Because they're clearly not undead.
At this point, anybody can give me a medicine check.
+0, so anybody else?
I got +1.
I should do it. Because
I got a +3.
Oh,
I got
he's
a +9. Oh, shit.
All
I
right,
got
well,
a 22.
Cassandra, you know that these people are these people are basically good to go, but they are just under a charm. Like they're a little bit damaged, like you don't necessarily need to heal them anymore, but they're just under the charm.
So we just have to. So were they put here as bait?
This is a false flag, is what this is.
What might help at Hollybrook is a detect magic check.
No.
So you can cast detect magic. You can tell that the two of them have a enchantment on them. It's level 7. So it's a very strong enchantment. You can also tell from a very faint trail that there was someone else here in the room that cast that spell that's not here anymore.
Holy Spirit.
That does make sense since Adam goes, yeah, your charm person first level spell didn't work.
Yeah.
So I tell the group that, and can I track this spell?
Give me an investigation check.
Oh, that's a -2, darn it.
Well, I mean, that's still a pretty good roll. You basically go into the center of the room, and then the trail stops cold. This person did not leave through a door.
Oh.
Ooh. And where did it stop cold?
Literally the center of the room.
Okay.
So this person appeared and disappeared.
Or at least disappeared. You don't know how he came in, but you know how he left.
So I passed that on to the group as well, that, okay, something was here and left, but did not leave through normal means, like a door or a window.
What I would like from Cassandra and Myrtle are perception checks.
And you perceive the presence of God.
Got an 8. I know we're in a ship.
23.
Myrtle, even though that the ship listed, this room doesn't seem to be like in shambles other than the fact that everybody's on the floor. However, there's one chair that is out of place and it's right up against to the door where you guys came through. And it's very easy to realize that this chair was basically propped up against the door to keep it shut.
Oh, that's what it was. Oh, that's much less sinister than what I thought.
Yeah, I was thinking it was like I was thinking the film was like a tripwire for a bomb or something.
Yeah, it was like explosive device pressed against the door. We're gonna break it down and die.
Well,
They really didn't want us in there.
So Eustace is going to go ahead and tell everybody, well, since they're under this spell and it seems to be very strong, right now they've been told to just stand here. Can someone restrain them or prevent them from immediately attacking us should the situation change?
I have a net.
that could work, and then maybe we could, and he gestures to all the staff around. These people might be helpful in readying and steadying the plane.
Okay, weird question.
Yes.
Are they standing by a window?
There are no windows in this room.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, because we could just put life vests on them and push them out, and then they can cause no one any trouble, but they also won't die.
I mean, you could
move
them.
Yeah.
You can move them out of the room.
Why don't we have those with gifted with physical labor strength be able to pick them up and toss them overboard?
Is there a brig on this ship?
We first decide if they can be of any use to us.
I don't think they're gonna have any
Well,
information.
I would like actually, Hollybrook, can you give me a history check?
Yes. 9.
Okay. You've never met these people in your life.
Can I do a history check?
Sure.
21.
Okay, so you met with people a while ago in the masquerade ball, and you saw people from different countries. These people come from the Ice Shroud Dominion. So even though they're from the Ice Shroud Dominion, they are not undead, but they are Goliaths. They have larger bodies than you, and they are a little bit more pale with like long jet black hair. So they're large and intimidating, but right now they are doing nothing.
Are the engineers or whoever's in here waking up from being asphyxiated?
As of now, because all of this happened in a very short period of time, they are coming to in the sense that they are breathing again, but they are not awake.
Okay, can somebody do heal person or whatever, heal wound on one of them so that we can leave them in charge here and then we can go check on the engine?
Yeah, let us resuscitate the captain of the ship. I think that would be a good idea. He's breathing over here. His name is Captain Hardjaw. I know him.
Octavius Stormwood.
Captain Storm of Swords over here. Can we please resuscitate him?
Captain Beeftank.
All right, would someone like to heal the captain?
I'll go ahead and heal him with. I have cure wounds.
Sure. You roll your heal.
5.
Okay, cool. So you heal the guy for 5 points. You kind of shake him a little bit, and he comes to, and he's confused. Like it's very visibly confused. And then, you know what? Give me an insight check.
Okay. 10.
Okay, cool. He is very upset, and doesn't know what just happened. You think that this might be a dangerous place to be.
Okay, I back up and stand next to the 2 Dragonborn, and I say, I start doing a, like, I start acting very faux sympathetic and calm, like a guy at a funeral parlor. Like a minute, like it's okay, it's all right. Like
give me either a give me either a deception with disadvantage or a persuasion with also disadvantage.
Oh, okay. All right. Disadvantage on deception then. Let's see. Oh, okay. 12.
With a 12, he doesn't immediately become hostile, but he's like, I've seen you. You've been in here the past couple of days. What's wrong with you?
I was right, is what's wrong with me. And then I gesture to the 2 bespelled folk and just very quickly say, the right engine is going down. We came here to tell you. The door was sealed. Everybody had asphyxiated, and those 2 gentlemen over there were standing still. We broke in and, not to mention, saved your life. Thank you very much.
Give me a persuasion with disadvantage.
Okay. 16.
Okay. And then I would like a survival check flat.
Okay. A 6.
Okay. He says, no. You need to get out of here now. I'm calling the guards.
Well, this is the thanks we get, but that's okay. I understand. You're on your own journey. Again, right engine is going down. Runes faint. And then he starts to walk off.
Before you get to walk off, you hit another bit of turbulence. You yank to one side, even deeper than the last one, and regain to about 15 degrees as opposed to 10.
Oh my gosh, stop trying to save other people and start saving ourselves. We still have like 5 more sessions scheduled and end today.
This is a tactical thing, and I assume that, here's the thing. If a ship's going down or having problems, I'd kind of want somebody that knows what they're doing at the steering wheel, just in case.
I say we look for like escape routes for ourselves.
I think that's a good idea at this point.
Yeah.
That's what the vest is for.
Group survival check, please.
Hey, a 16.
Oh, I really
no.
hope that.
I has with a -1 says, "Let's go deeper into the ship."
You're on.
This is great. Let's just go to the bar.
Cassandra got an 8. Eustace
I
got a
was just
16.
running around going, we're all gonna die. We're all gonna die.
Let's just get a bottle of rum and all go sit in the engine room.
Yeah.
Did Merle roll?
Yeah, I got like a 19.
It takes you a little while, and by the time you get there, the ship is definitely sinking. You're now off course. You're no longer headed towards the castle. You're headed like west of the castle.
Well, small blessings.
Is that towards the spire?
No, the spire is in the center of the castle.
Okay.
Yeah. So like you're basically going no longer directly into the castle, so you're not going to crash into it.
But what are we going towards?
Mountains.
Okay.
So as you guys get to a spot on the main deck that looks like you could, if needed, escape. You all have these vests, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You have an option. You can hope that the ship fixes itself now that the captain is breathing again.
Yeah.
You could preemptively jump now and probably save time later, or do something in between. But if something bad's going to happen, the longer you're on here, the worse it's going to be for you. Or if nothing bad's going to happen and you jump off too soon, then you're just here for no reason.
It's also risky to jump too early because then we jump from a different height, right?
So the group of you would know that the vests that you have are vests of Featherfall. So when you fall, you won't take your damage.
Oh.
Normally wouldn't be one for this, but you know what? I'd say we jump now.
I'm into it.
Eustace says he'll go with the group, but he's not one to jump off a bridge just because his friends are doing it. And he'll bring up that,
Going down.
Right now, the captain thinks we did this. And if we jump right now, I'm assuming they may, and the ship steadies itself, we will be terrorists. So let's maybe wait a little bit and also see if we can find a couple clues, perhaps. We haven't exhausted this yet.
Hey, Adam.
Yes.
Did you say it was 25 experience per aristocrat on the ship?
Yes.
So, if we're gonna jump, if I set the first level on fire before I did that, would I get that experience?
There's a distinct possibility that if people die from the fire and not just crashing out of the sky, then yes, there is the distinct possibility of gaining the XP for the kills.
I don't know.
Stupid morals.
We've done a lot already trying to get help, and it seems like we are met with.
Okay,
tried.
so if we're gonna jump off the ship into an area that looks semi-deserted, perhaps we should run around and gather some supplies first.
True. I'm not a fan of going below decks anymore.
Hollybrook only cares about herself and really wants to get off the boat.
You know what? Eustace asks the dice worked out last time. He's gonna consult the dice and hopefully the will of Joaquin Phoenix to determine what he does. So you guys do that, and I will prepare my magic 8-ball.
While he's doing that, are we anywhere near the buffet?
I would say not the buffet, but you are close to like a poolside bar.
Okay, I'm gonna run over there and like if there's any like bowls of fruits or like just random foodstuffs, and just stuff it in my backpack.
Sure, give me a survival check. You're definitely getting stuff, and for every 5, you get one ration worth.
Is that survival?
Yes.
19.
Okay. Within 19, you get 3 rations worth.
Perfect.
All right. Anything else? What's Ihaz thinking?
You said poolside bar, right?
Yes.
He wants to grab the booze as much as he can.
Okay. Give me a percentile dice because the ship has been shaking everywhere. I want to see if they haven't just shattered.
Okay.
Cool. There's the bar has like a little lip on it, so not everything has fallen off.
Good.
Give me a sleight of hand check just to take some bottles of alcohol. Oh, and that one. You grab too many bottles. The ship lists. You drop all of them. They shatter.
Sucks.
So close.
What's Hollybrook thinking?
That she really wants to go.
All right.
That she probably would have jumped if it wasn't for the fact she is kind of starting to care about these people-ish.
People-ish? Is that what we are to you?
Ihaz comes back empty-handed. Cassandra comes back with a bunch of fruit. Carbon Fang, what's your opinion?
I was thinking if there's any way to identify the person who cast the magic. I'm not a magic person, so I don't know. I wouldn't know. I'm asking the group.
Ihaz no help for that. No magic knowledge whatsoever.
Hollybrook.
We're out. I don't think we can do it anymore, can we? Because we're not in the room.
Well, for the most part, but if you can think of something retroactive that makes sense that you would have done, you could do that, but...
Ooh, nothing retroactively.
Yeah, I'm assuming there'll be multiple magic users on the ship, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the only thing that I'll give you, is the spell was a level 7 spell. So whoever it was a high level person. This is not just some random dude off the street.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's one of the people that we met already.
They can cover their tracks pretty good, even if we were, encountered them.
And also, it was a false flag. So, whoever did this was not only powerful, but seemed to have some kind of ulterior motives other than just sinking the ship. Like, this was designed to generate outrage and possibly a war.
But the ship wasn't that full.
Well, is this like a Lusitania thing where it's like, hey, look, here there was this ship and the undead country people blew it up. We should go to war with them. At this point, Eustace is very torn between trying to help all the people and help his friend, and he's like, and he's like, I can't give up on my friends.
What I would like from everybody is one or the other, a survival check or a perception check.
Everybody?
I will do a perception.
This is going to be something that feasibly any of you could see at this point.
Hey, 21.
Okay.
I suddenly realized that I'm blind.
Cassandra is looking in the exact opposite direction. Myrtle also is not looking around correctly enough. But pretty much all of the others, you can see that you guys are headed straight towards some mountain ranges and you're way too low. Eustace, you can tell that without like a Hail Mary, the ship is going to at least hit the mountain, if not crash straight into it.
Okay, if the ship is crashing into the mountain, Eustace is very much, let's go ahead and jump.
And we
Time to go.
We at least ring the fire alarm so people will, if they haven't already noticed, we give them a chance.
Anybody got mage hand to just do that and then jump?
I have the hat of wizardry, and I can use the spell alarm.
Sure.
Yeah.
You have the spell alarm, and the alarm goes off. Everybody is alerted. All right, you guys are where you entered the ship, where the gangplanks once were. So there's a little bit of a notch in the ledge. So this is the best place to jump off the ship. It's actually quite low in the sky. So if you're going to jump, this is probably the time to do it.
All right.
Can I do a performance roll and backflip out.
Yes, anybody who wishes to can either give me an acrobatics or a performance.
I want to do the cool, like, walk off backwards and be like, I'm going to jump off without a problem thing.
Performance.
Hey, 24!
23.
Good. All right, so you got some badasses and backflips.
We're all looking fairly decent here.
Just everybody's freaking out, and just 6 people just walked off the side of the ship.
with some serious flair, too. Like,
With
yeah.
some serious.
Backflipping. Have you ever seen those
Yeah.
those
If
guys
they
that
weren't
do
suspicious
skydiving stuff?
already.
All right. Well, all 6 of you have the Featherfall vests. You fall. It takes you 1 minute to reach the ground. And as you do, all 6 of you land. You are unscathed, and you are on what appears to be a path, but this path is definitely partially overgrown. There are old cobblestones. It was never like a road, but it probably was at one point at least upkept. But yeah, the road heads towards the village that you were over earlier, or in the direction where the mountains are.
Should we just roll a dice again?
Works for me.
If it makes it any easier, you are closer to the village than you are to the mountains.
Yes, but
I would say the village just so we can stock up if we need things.
Wait, which are we closer toward?
You are closer to the village because you are just over the village.
Okay.
And then the airship is, and you guys can actually still see in the sky the airship going slowly downwards towards a bunch of mountains. And it's also listing a little bit more than it was, but yeah.
people still jumping off.
I don't know if you can see. Maybe you definitely see people falling off, whether they have the Featherfall or not. You're not quite sure.
Oh no.
Okay.
Well, wasn't our fault.
We did.
And yeah, if everybody on the ship dies, no one will suspect us.
No
Started a
survivors.
fire.
Well, Joaquin Phoenix helps those who help themselves. All right, let's go to the village.
This isn't the village that was overgrown, was it?
It basically is. Yeah, it's the abandoned village at the foothills of the castle.
Okay. Well, maybe
So
there's
we're-
like some old wine cellars or something. We could...
Are
Yeah,
any of you a
we
prince?
did.
I feel like we're on our way to save Aurora.
I mean, I've...
All right. As you guys start traveling, what I would like is perception checks from all 6 of you.
Oh boy, a 4.
Okay. Eustace-
20.
Eustace can't. He has a 1,000-yard stare thinking of all the people dying.
I just hand him a banana.
Potassium.
Thank
you.
Cassandra, Carbon Fang, and Hollybrook. As you start going, again, this is an overgrown path, and it's old and probably abandoned for some time. You notice that off to the side, there's the occasional, cart that has been abandoned in like the wooded part of the road. Off to the side, really not uncommon kind of thing. Like oftentimes people have their carts break, and instead of trying to fix it, they just leave. That's normal. The thing that's not normal is when you start walking, there's no carts anywhere, and you see a random wardrobe propped up against a tree, and it's been broken.
I don't
And
know what's wrong. It's Sleeping Beauty.
it's not in the sense of like, oh, this fell off a cart and broke. Someone has like slashed this and hacked it.
Be our guest.
Stop talking to me, furniture. No!
But yes, you see a random wardrobe. Nothing else in the area. Actually,
Did somebody do an Arcana check on the wardrobe?
if anybody looks at it, you can tell that whatever this is like, hundreds of years old. Any type of arcana would be long gone. Oh. Do you keep going?
I wouldn't. I think we should check it out.
Sure.
I think
Check it
we
out.
should turn around and go in the other direction.
All right, can I roll my decision dice for this one?
Okay, just a minute. I don't think Eustace would want to go ahead because it's closer to the spire.
Well, here's the thing. Live by the dice, die by the dice.
Okay.
Give me a d6. Yes, 1, 2. No, 3, 4. Maybe 5, 6.
2.
Okay. Yes, you want to keep going.
Eustace wants to keep going.
Okay.
The dice have said we should go this way. We must obey the dice.
Hollybrook picks up a rock and throws it at it.
Throws it at what?
The chest.
I'm lost.
Oh, I thought you meant Eustace. I was like, oh, that's.
I thought you meant the dice. Please. Re-roll
Can I
it.
just
Re-roll it so I can leave.
Can I just slap the dice out of his hand and be like, nerd?
Yeah. Give me a 2-hit tech.
I got a 22.
Okay, with a 22, you slap his hand. The dice go flying.
Dice.
The Eustace, give me a perception check.
Okay. 19.
Okay. The dice go flying. It goes about 5 feet, bounces off the ground, continues, and then disappears and reappears in your hands.
Oh, that was a tricky one. Oh, thank goodness my dice are safe.
I'm gonna throw an apple the same direction the dice bounce.
Sure. You throw an apple, and it goes into the woods.
Okay.
Eustace is hunching over like a golem, like looking at the dice, like yes.
Still don't think we should go this way, but you guys do what you want.
Eustace puts his hand on Cassandra's shoulder and says, "The dice have spoken."
To you.
The dice speak to us all.
No, they don't.
What's Cassandra thinking?
I think we should go the other direction. This seems like a terrible idea.
What's Carbon Fang thinking?
I say we keep going because otherwise there's nothing in the other direction.
Well, the town we're going towards is abandoned anyway.
I think there'll be stuff.
Abandoned town versus empty hills.
Potato.
I feel like there's been a lot of foreshadowing with the spire for the last few sessions, so there will be stuff there.
There could be jewels and stuff in there. There could be riches.
My jewels, my gems.
We needs it. We needs it.
All right. Well, does the group continue down the path?
I'm game.
Yep.
Right.
Is there anything
Yes,
on the
but I'm
board
mad
that-
about it.
Is there anything about it that draws Hollybrook's like undead spidey senses, maybe?
Nothing right now, at least.
I feel like logistically, we just got displaced into this place, and we probably need shelter for the night at least. So it makes sense to head towards an obvious shelter.
Also, if you still want to go to your ultimate destination of the Verdantia, that's in the direction, or it's past the spire. So if you want to go there, that's the direction you want to go.
What time is it?
It's late afternoon. No, it's not. It's midday.
I just imagine the sun being lower and then immediately like going back.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. This is a weird place. So you guys continue down, and eventually you get to the outskirts of the town. You see a small village. Again, single level, 2-level buildings. Most of them look like homes. Some of them look like they might have businesses in them, but you do not see or sense any living people. It seems mostly abandoned. Is there anything you might be looking for in particular? Is there maybe anything you want to do here, or are you just simply taking it in?
Eustace would probably go for first things first, which is shelter, water, food, see if there's any gold. Like things like, the basics of who's here, like
Sure. Give me either investigation or survival. If you do survival, I'll give you with advantage. Oh, okay. 19 on investigation. Very quickly, you see that there was at one point a river that ran through town. There's a stone bridge that leads over just dirt, but you do end up finding a well. Looking into the well, you see that there is water at the very bottom. It is quite far down, but there is also a bucket on a rope. However, this well has been sitting here probably untouched for about 150 years. That's better than nothing.
guys, I found water.
Also, as you go around, you can tell that most of these buildings, although they are old and decrepit, are pretty well built, so they're still standing. You're not afraid to go inside these buildings if you wish, especially for something like shelter.
I want to say, is it late enough that we should start finding shelter and make a plan of attack for what we're going to do?
Yes, there's still light out. Also, pick one of you and give me a perception check.
Not me.
I have +5.
Go for it.
Oh, that's Holly.
Oh, that's Jonathan. Mine's +5 too.
Okay.
Oh, 18.
Well, we'll go with a roll. With an 18, you see that there are very faded signs on some of these storefronts, but they are definitely not in common.
Oh.
So I tell the group that these look like store signs, but I can't read them. It's in a language I'm not.
Does my pendant make it able that I can read these?
So the pendant does not allow you to read, but if someone was to speak it, you would be able to hear it.
Okay, can I use my wizard's hat and do comprehend language?
Sure.
Okay.
You use your wizard hat, use comprehend language. And yeah, you can see several different stores. You see somewhere used to sell flowers. There was a bakery. There's some fruit stands.
Is there an inn anywhere?
In the immediate area, you don't see one, but you could definitely look around if you'd like. You could give me an investigation check.
That is a 21.
Okay. It's very close to common anyways, and but you realize it says hotel.
There's a hotel over there. I'm sure there's probably places to sleep.
So be it.
We can raid the kitchen, see what's up.
Yeah, all right.
You guys go inside the building. It's a large building. The open floor plan of the first floor has some seating area. All of it looks like people were here and then just stopped being here. Like there are things on the tables, plates of completely rotten food, so it's just like black mush. Probably just a stain on the plates. But yeah, like place settings at these.
Just like Mom used to make.
But yeah, like there's things going on that probably were just suddenly stopped midway. A game of darts that's not finished. It's it's wild.
Oh yeah, this is the place that the country that vanished, right? Like overnight.
Ultimately, yes.
Okay.
Maybe not so literal, but as far as you're concerned,
yeah,
yes. But yeah, it seems like there were people here and then they all left. If someone would like to give me an insight.
That's only 11.
Sorry.
That's fine. It was not a very high DC, although, all of these things seem like they were just broken in time. The chairs are facing away from the table. So someone stood up and left. They didn't just like snap disappear. And you can even see some of the debris because there's like lots of random debris on the floor that has just like come in through the door and windows over time. But the larger debris of things like bottles and stuff kind of show you a path of people going towards the door and leaving the inn. And what I would like is from either IHAS or Carbon Fang to give me a survival check.
Mine's -2.
+2.
Go for it.
Not helpful. I got a 6.
Okay, well, with a 6, the only thing that I would say is that there is a fireplace and there's a big place setting over the fireplace that looks like at one point probably had either maybe a sword or a shield or some type of weaponry, but it was more so for decoration, but it has been removed from that plaque. Is this where you would like to make your camp for the night?
Yeah, I think so. Have we did a walk around to make sure that it's safe?
Yeah,
yes.
we should.
You do a quick walk around. You don't see any other people. You don't see any immediate dangers. The kitchen exists, but of course, all of the food is pretty much mush. What I would like is, I believe it was IHAS that mentioned it. Give me a investigation check.
14.
Okay. You find a cellar that leads down to where a bunch of barrels are.
Yeah, party.
In short work, you are able to find barrels of whiskey, barrels of cognac, barrels of wine, all sorts of different alcoholic drinks, which are 150 years fermented. So,
yeah, roll out the barrel.
Yeah. So the rest of you just watch as IHAS comes up the stairs carrying a barrel over his head, like, aha, party time.
This is the vintage. This is the true vintage.
All right, sounds like we're gonna have a good night celebrating our survival. Oh, do we know if can we tell if the ship has crashed at this point?
Feel the agony, the distant screams of an entire population disappearing at once.
If I'm gonna roll a percentile dice, if it's a 1 through 5, somehow you guys caused everybody to die. If it's a 6 to 75, it just crashed into the mountains. If it's a 76 or higher, they managed to scrape away. And if it gets a nat 100, it just saved itself, and now there's nothing wrong with it. And people are like, "Why did people jump off?" So we will see where we go. Okay, 18. So
we're just weirdos, right?
Yeah.
No, I mean, with a 18, it crashed.
Oh, okay.
But it was, what was it, like 1 through 6?
It was 1 through 5. It was your fault, and then 6 through 75, it crashed.
Yeah.
So 18 is moderately tragic, but not super tragic.
With an 18,
so what you're saying is we are not getting any XP for this.
Yes.
It crashed, but it's not our fault.
Oh, we missed out on so many XPs.
Knew I should have set it on fire.
Yeah, I was looking forward to the story of how it would be our fault.
Yeah.
Hey, just because it wasn't technically our fault doesn't mean that at a later date we won't find out that people are still blaming it on us.
Yeah.
True.
Well, you have jumped off a ship and lived to tell the tale. You've found an abandoned village, and you are at the foothills of a larger castle, which is surrounded by some type of thorny plant.
Okay.
About
Not fairy tales at all.
a couple thousand people just died, but
People die every day, and I don't have anything to do with
exactly.
There'll be a blockbuster movie about it in like 90 years. Gonna break some records. It'll all be worth it.
Do I still have my ticket stub? Because when we get back to civilization, I'm getting my money back.
Cassandra, if you may also give me an insight check.
13.
Okay, cool. I mean, you also had that weird interaction with Eustace.
That's true.
I'm gonna have to slap those dice out of his hands more often.
Thank you for listening to Remedial Adventuring. The intro-outro song is Thinking Doc by Anachronite, and our various ambient tracks are by Bardify. Our players have asked to remain anonymous, at least for now, but I have been your DM, Adam Souza. I'm putting together the next episode now, which should go live in about 2 weeks, so thanks again for listening, and I hope to see you again.
Performative body functions, man.